In this new video lesson, we're going to be looking at multiplying polynomials. For instance, let's say we had a rectangle and we wanted to find the area. The area of a rectangle is length times width, or maybe we call it base times height. But in this rectangle, you have a binomial of x plus 3 for the width and a binomial of x plus 2 for the length. So you have to multiply x plus 3 times x plus 2. The purpose of this video is to show you exactly how to do that, to multiply x plus 3 times x plus 2, or basically multiply these two binomials. All right, so let's take a look at this diagram here. And there's a lot going on here. I'm going to break it down for you, but one of the ways we do that is we can use the distributive property. The distributive property just multiplies one of the terms in one of the binomials times the two terms of the other binomial. So in this example, we have x times x and x times 3. So we've distributed the x to both of these terms. Then we take the second term 2 and multiply it times x, and then multiply that 2 times the 3. And now we've multiplied all those terms. We combine our like terms in the middle. We have 3x plus 2x, that's 5x. So we have our x squared plus 5x plus 6, okay? This is the distributive property. It's also kind of known as the FOIL method, first, outside, inside, and last. We are going to work using what's called the box method, okay? So this lesson and your assignment is going to be about using the box method to multiply these polynomials. All right, so let's take a look at an example. All right, so here's example 1. This says 3x plus 2 times 2x minus 8. Again, just real quick, we could use the distributive property, and it's really what we're doing. So we're multiplying the first term 3x times 2x and the second term 3x times negative 8. Then we're multiplying the second term, the 2 times 2x, and the 2 times negative 8. But to do that and to keep ourselves organized, we are going to use the box method, which you can just create your own box. We have 4 sections because we're looking at a binomial times a binomial. And then we're going to write the binomials. So one of the binomials is 3x plus 2. So we're going to write that one down. So we have a 3x and a plus 2. Then we're going to write down the other binomial, 2x minus 8. All right, so we'll put that one here, 2x and a negative 8. And it doesn't necessarily matter how you line these up, but it matters how you multiply them to fill in the box for the box method. So this box in this top left is going to be the 3x times the 2x. When you multiply 3 times 2, you get 6. But remember that when you multiply those x's, you add the exponents. So that's an exponent of 1 for this one and 1 for that one. So that's going to make that 6x squared. So 6x squared goes in the top left, okay? Then if we move over to this box here, it's going to be 2 times 2x. Well, 2 times 2 is 4. We have this x, so this 2x twice is 4x. So 4x. All right. Then we move to this box. This box is going to be the 3x times the negative 8. So 3 times negative 8 is negative 24, and we have an x right here. So negative 24 x, negative 24x. And then finally, we have this last box, which is going to be 2 times negative 8. Well, 2 times negative 8 is negative 16, so we would just write negative 16. All right, so we have completed our box, and now we just need to determine our answer and write it in our standard form, okay, with ax squared plus bx plus c. So we're going to look for our like terms. Notice this is an x squared, but there's not another x squared. Since there's not another x squared, then we do not have a like term. But this is a 4x, and this is a negative 24x. So those become like terms. So let me highlight that those are like terms. So these are like terms. All right? Let me back that out just a little bit. All right, so those are like terms. And then finally down here, we have this negative 16. All right? So I'm going to combine 4x and negative 24x. When I do that, that's going to be negative 20x. So if you just want to kind of write that down so you can remember, that's negative 20x. That means my final answer is going to be the 6x squared minus 20x, and then finally the minus 16. So we ended up with those three terms. We had the 6x squared, we wrote here, we combined the x's and got negative 20x, and then we had this last minus 16, that minus 16. So when we multiply these two terms, we end up with our final answer of 6x squared minus 20x minus 16. That's what it looks like to use the box method, okay? So we call that the box method. It's just a way to help us stay organized as we really use the distributive property.